Hey everyone! Sorry about being so late. I accidentally dropped something. Sorry about that. I had my sister's gender reveal. Sorry, that was just a notification saying that I went live in general. But I just finally got the chance to go live then, and here I am. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing great. Kind of relax, get your drinks, get your snacks or whatever you have to watch this. Per usual, we are here for just to inform you guys and let you know what's happening. And we are not affiliated with any groups and or organizations. And you can tell us what you think, fact or fiction, and let us know in the comments. Today, I know I did the video a little bit earlier, but some of you might not have seen it. Today, I will be doing this live on the Convention of States. And for those of you that do not know, the Convention of States is a group that is here to bring the Constitution back to its original, what it was. And they are wanting to, 1, impose fiscal restraints on the federal government, 2, limit the power and jurisdictions, and 3, put term limits on Congress and federal officials. So that the fiscal restraints is basically just so that Alrighty. The fiscal restraints is just so that we are able to get back to how it was. And limiting the powers just so that we, the people, can take back our rights. And a lot of people do not know, but we, the people, do run the show. We own the show. I mean, they work for us. I mean, as Brian Brazzi's been saying from the start, it's like they work for us, and we got to live by that. Just like my hat, we the people, and the same with my hoodie. We want everything to go back to how it was. Term limits. If we had term limits set out, we wouldn't have to deal with we just wouldn't have to deal with all these people being in office for so long, because a lot of them are in office for 20, 30, 40 years. Normally in office with the presidency, it's the 2 years and then the 4 years altogether. Well, it's not like that in the other ones. So you have to really watch, and you have to really try to basically, I'm sorry, today is one of those days. I spaced again. Okay. But we got to change their thinking, not the Constitution, because they are corrupt is the only way I can think to say it. And another thing, we got to make changes in our government, not our Constitution. Our Constitution does not need to be what it is, like what it's becoming. It needs to stay the way it was made. It was written the way it was written so that we would be able to have something that would make us all unique. We were all different. It would make us well, it would make us the United States, where we weren't having somebody controlling who we were or what we were doing. Our resolution is in the Constitution. The way that we've been looking at it, yes, we do. And we're not going to get it if people just sit around. We have to do something about it. We have to stand up and fight. And that's what COS is here for. They have, here, I'll tell everybody what the Article 5 actually states. And give me 2 seconds because I lost it. There it is. Oops, I'm in the amendments. I have a little book here because I can never remember exactly what Article 5 completely says. So I'm going to read it to you guys because Article 5 is actually something that we should be looking into and actually doing. Okay, so Article 5 states that the Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution or on the application of the legislations of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes. As part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislators of 3/4 of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article. So basically, where we are now is what we need to be doing, and that's what the Convention of States is here for. We need to, we the people, bring it out to change it and make Article 5 happen. So in order to do that, we need to get 34 states to come together and all sign the petitions. Actually, I have a petition right here. They would look like this. You can actually do them online as well, but we do have papers. Like, they do have papers out there you can get. You can actually just get them from the... You can probably just go to a courthouse and get them and say you want to sign one, or find somebody you know that is a part of it. Actually, somebody we know that's been a part of it, he's actually pretty cool. His name is Dave Bennett, and he actually was the one who talked to us, and he gave us a phone call, and he's a pretty nice guy, and he would be one that I would suggest you can reach out to. And then there's others as well. There's all kinds of people out there that are doing the Convention of States. They even have a page on Facebook. It's literally just called What It Is. And on their page, they post about what their actions are, what they want to do, what we the people need to be doing, and what we the people need to be doing as a whole. What we need to be fighting back. We need to do something. So go online, look up Convention of States, and go to their website and do the petition. No matter what state you're in, no matter what area you are in, I would say do it, because it is very important. And right now, we have 29 states out of the 34. We are getting so close, and they've been at this for so long. We are getting so close to getting to our spot that we need to be. So we just need a couple more states. Like, come on, guys. It's not that hard. And I know it's going to be, the thing is, signing petitions without just knowing what you're doing, it's a really difficult thing. But this is something that can bring great change to our lives, change to the world. I mean, if you sign the petition to call for an Article 5 convention limited to proposing the constitutional amendments that would do the three things I had said in the beginning, then it would make everything different. It would make everything a lot better than what it is now. I actually have one of the people in the military, or somebody that is one of the major generals, had done a quote. They said, "Our nation is undergoing a period of great turmoil, and our federal, has greatly overstepped its constitutional boundaries in so many respects. It is truly time for the states to take action and return the federal to its limited powers specified in our Constitution. Our nation is currently in a domestic war, which we as veterans cannot afford to stand by and watch. We need to help win this war for the benefits of not only ourselves, but also our posterity." Major General Paul E. Vallely. So it's like, if there's even military people out there talking about this, even military people wanting to stand up and change something, something's wrong. And we can't just sit on our butts and watch it happen. We can't just sit there and think, "Oh, it'll be fine. Tomorrow's a new day," or "It'll be okay. We've been suffering through this as long as we have." No, that's not the way to look at it. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, I've already been going through it. This has been going on forever. Let's just keep doing it." Like, why is that, like, the logic there? Like, how is that? I guess I just don't understand it, I guess you could say, because it's like, if the moment I realized that we got to where we are today, the moment I realized the corruption, I stood up and I said, we need to fight. We need to do something. But when you talk to other people, it's like, "Oh, it'll be okay. Tomorrow's a new day. It'll be great. Oh, we've done it this long." And it's like, no. Just because we've done it this long, just because it's been the way it's been this long, doesn't mean it has to stay that way. Like, fighting back is a way to do that. Doing the petitions will do that. It's like, stand up. Like, is it that hard? I mean, I get it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to get out and do things, and I know it's something that not many people like to do, or they think they're just one person. But one person can turn to two, and two can turn to four, and so forth. It can go on forever, and we can reach more people. We can get the states we need to finally do this. We've been trying, the COS has been trying at this for years. They started, I think, if I remember correctly, here it is. They actually started doing this, or at least trying to get ratified, since okay, it does not say. I know at one point I knew. They've been doing it for quite a few years now, though. And if they've been doing it this long and they finally reached 29, it's like, imagine if we reached 34. Okay, so here is a little bit more of information kind of to inform you on what COS really is. Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution provides two ways to propose amendments to our nation's most important document of freedom. 1, by Congress. 2, which is what these people are doing, by a convention of the states. To date, Congress has proposed 33 amendments, 27 being adopted by at least 38 3/4 states. The importance of Article 5 cannot be overstated. Without it, the U.S. Constitution would no longer be relevant at all. It would not be relevant. Today, all 50 states have Convention of the States teams organized by state legislative districts. Volunteer district captains recruit, organize, and educate fellow citizens about the Convention of States resolution, thereby enabling them to seek support from their state representatives. In order to trigger a convention of the states, 34 states, like I said earlier, 2/3, must each pass substantially identical resolutions in both chambers of their legislators since August 2013. So that's when they started. 15 states. So in August 2013, 15 states achieved that step for the Convention of States. So in 2013, there was only 15. Now there's 29. Because we did do our research. We looked it up. But it could, if it changes, keep an eye out. Do some more research. Because, trust me, COS is something that's interesting to learn about. Federal government overreach is excessive and undeniable. So it is time for we, the people, yes, to bypass Washington and use an Article 5 Convention of States to rein in unaccountable federal officials by returning power back to the states. So it won't be them controlling us anymore. It'll be like it'll go to our state level. And the state level is what we need. Because if it gets to the state level, yes, I know I said that, Jeff. We need 34. We only have 29. So we got to get that, the rest of those yet. And I forget where I was at now. The Convention of the States can only propose amendments to it. Okay. So by us doing in and making it local level, yes. Yeah, that's why I said 29. Yes, hopefully Kentucky will make it number 30. I don't remember if... I'm not sure what all the other states are. I know I have a few of them listed, but I don't completely know all of them. But if we do it local level and state level, we the people have more power in what it is because it won't be somebody controlling us. Because the states usually more so listen to us because local level, they want to make us happy and make it where we are. The topics which may be addressed in the amendments are actually limited to the subjects outlined in the Convention of the States resolution. For a proposed amendment to be adopted, it must be ratified by at least 38 state legislators or by ratifying conventions in 38 states. The resolution consists of 3 major topics, which I already told you, but here's kind of a little bit more about what they are. Fiscal restraints, which the whole purpose is we want amendments to address the unsustainable deficit spending and massive growth of the national debt. So basically, we want to get us out of debt. We want to make us back to steady. We don't need to be in the hole as much as we are. Number 2, restricting the power, scope, and jurisdiction of the federal. We want amendments to return power to the states and restore the balance of power between the states and the federal as established by our Constitution. We want to restore federalism. With the use of federal mandates and executive orders, the federal has usurped many of the legitimate roles of the states. Our founding fathers believed, as states in the 10th Amendment, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So basically, we want the power back to us instead of them. And then number 3 is the term limits. We want the convention to consider term limits for members of Congress appointed federal judges, including Supreme Court justices, and for the more than 4,000 federal agency managers. So we want it where we we don't have so many years on so many of these people's. And not to be, but some people have been in there for far too long. I mean, do we really need somebody up there in age in there? It's like we need somebody more like 30s, 40s, because we need them to kind of bring a fresher environment to it. We don't need somebody in their 80s and 90s. It's like, why are you in there for so long? What's the point? The process begins with legislators introducing the Convention of States resolution in their respective chambers, i.e., example, the Ohio Senate. Yeah, that's why I said 30 or 40 would be the best option, because 35 is the lowest that you can be. And I knew people in their 20s wouldn't be able to do it. The process begins with legislators introducing the Convention of States resolution in their respective chambers. For example, the Ohio Senate and the Ohio House of Representatives. In step 2, the resolution is assigned to a specific committee in each chamber for hearings and a vote. If the committee votes in favor of the resolution, it is representative to the chamber membership for a floor vote. This process is the same in both chambers of a state legislature. A simple majority is required to pass the resolution in assigned committees and in all floor votes as a resolution. The state government or the state governor has no role in the process. So it's like, if we can push for change in this, then everything might be a little bit different. Congress will never impose restrictions on itself, nor will it voluntarily exercise fiscal restraints with taxpayer dollars. The judicial branch must stop legislating from the bench. Structural changes are needed in Washington. Replacing representatives has never been, nor will it ever be, the answer. The issues are much bigger than any one person or any group. Many people today, including many state legislators, believe that an Article 5 Convention of States is the only viable way to affect the necessary long-term structural changes of the federal level. And I completely agree with that, because it's like, if we put Article 5 in and we finally do the Convention of States, we can finally take it back. We can make it we the people again. And yes, protests are good. Yes, doing all these things in a calm manner is okay. But But I say that if we, the people, try to push more for the COS and try to get this done, we can make a little bit of a change. So start sharing this kind of stuff with your friends and tell them about the Convention of States and start doing some research. And if you can get some paperwork, get some little, like, they have little pamphlets and stuff for the Convention of States, and they have little papers that you can get. We actually got a few of them. We actually got ours while we were in DC quite a while ago. And we actually even have a whole stack of them that we want to start passing out, and hopefully that'll help as well. The thing is, it's not that hard to step out and say, this is important, this is something we need to do, and make a difference, make a little bit of happiness and peace in this world that is so crazy. And I said it in a few lives just because it was something that we did and it was amazing. But doing something as simple as putting a flag and maybe putting a little note on it that says either Convention of the States, look it up, or freedom is important, or put something small like a little note, like a little message that says, just like a small quote. It'll make somebody's day. I mean, with how many people we saw out there with big smiles just because we gave them a flag, and the respect people give you because you're out doing something, it's better than nothing. And my thing is I would say go out and get all the paperwork you can involving freedom, change, rights, and all the things that we need to fight back and try to bring it back to we the people. Get all the paperwork you can find. Start handing them out to people. People don't know what's going on out there. People don't realize truly what we can be doing. And getting the information to finally get this action done. Yes, that's what we did in Branson, and it was so much fun, and it felt so good. And so the thing is, like I said, get your paperwork, get the stuff, everything you can find for COS, and let's call an action out there, guys. We're so close. We literally just need a few more states. That's it. And once they're all signed in, we are good to go. We can finally sit down and say, Article 5 is about to happen. We're going to get our freedoms back. We are going to get the peace we need. We're going to get the change we need. We're going to get everything we need to finally make something happen. And again, I said it in the earlier video, or in the beginning earlier, but in case still people don't know, they work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. So, I mean, and I know it's hard to believe that we own them, but we kind of do own them. It's like, come on, guys. It's like, get up and fight. Get up and do something. I know it's difficult and I know it's annoying. I know where you can speak to close 1 million people of that. I'm not sure where you're talking about, but yep, get like I said, just get it all together. Here, I have a little paper that might kind of help to understand, which I'll just show you a picture because it is a picture process of how the amendment process works. So here is a picture I know it's kind of backwards because of the camera, but if you go down the lines this way, that is how a new amendment to the Constitution gets made. And that's how they made that happen. That's how they made Article 5 happen. That's how they made all the amendments happen. That's how they made it all happen. And all we have to do is throw in and say we want what we had originally back. And the pedestrians, yes, we actually want to hand out flyers and stuff to people around the area whenever we get the chance. So whenever we're on one of our next outings, we are going to do that. We are going to hand out some flyers. We're going to hand out some flags again, and it'll be that'll help get more of the COS out there. We even actually have some of our own personal of these papers that you sign, like if you don't want to do it online, just your information, like your name and all of that, and then you sign it. We actually have a whole stack of them, and Dave Bennett himself, and I had talked about him earlier, Dave Bennett himself, he actually gave them to us and said if we can get people to sign them that don't specifically use Google or online, they can sign this petition paper, and then we can just get a hold of him of how many we got and hand them out there. So we're going to hopefully get a lot of those signed as well, and we can get them out there and make a change, make something a little bit different. And like I said, I mean, this is something worth fighting for. This is something worth doing something about. And I've been a part of it for a while now, and it's amazing. And this might be a little bit shorter of a live just because I don't necessarily know how else to go about this. I mean, I feel so wholeheartedly that we the people need to be doing this. We need to be signing this. We need to be pushing forward with it, and we need to get it back. Bring we the people back into the situation, because again, they work for us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we love you guys so much, and we are so happy and grateful to have you guys in our lives, and we appreciate all your comments and everything you guys are reaching out to us, sending us things. I mean, we love it. And okay. But can't wait to see you guys there, or see you guys around hopefully soon with the different events we might see you at and different things like that. And I will check in with you guys later. We will talk soon. You guys have an amazing night, and God bless. Thank you guys so much for everything. Bye.